Welcome to the Boss Hog of Liberty podcast. This is episode number 241 of East Centralia's favorite podcast. I'm Jeremiah Morrell. Today I am joined by co-host, sports desk dude, Chase Peyton. A special guest, Tanner Perdew, is back in the building.
Yeah, great to be back.
I've got executive producer, Zach Burcham over on my hard right, and my forever co-host, Dakota Davis, is here.
Today's episode features the five of us. We're going to be talking to you guys about Tanner Perdew and what he had to do to get back on the show after 5 years. We're going to talk to Chase about recapping Super Bowl Sunday, the big game that happened, what he thought was interesting. He's back on the sports desk, so we got to talk to him about it. Whether or not this was the best halftime show in the history of the NFL. And then we're going to be digging into some meat and potatoes of Mayor York. He gave a presentation on a big, giant sports complex. This is one that kind of we didn't talk about with Jesse Riddle. We talked about the food and beverage tax a few episodes ago with Jesse. This is something that we didn't see coming, so we're going to spend some more time on it. It wasn't mentioned on that episode. And Jeremiah wants to talk about Wordle at the end. He's very upset about it.
I'm a champion.
So make sure you stick around to hear about that.
This show is about our lives in rural Indiana. We're here to push your boundaries and make you think as individuals. Sometimes we'll provoke you, other times we'll make you laugh, but hopefully you'll always learn something new. We just did a nice 25-minute Patreon. We recapped where I was and why I wasn't here last week, and we got a big life update from our boy Tanner. So it is definitely worth joining. You can subscribe at any level.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how much it is a month, but however much it costs a month, it would be worth at least paying for 1 month just to listen to that 40 minutes or so. That was epic.
Yeah, you name your own price. There's some suggested levels, but you do what you want. So you can whip out that credit card right now, Tanner, and you can go listen back to yourself as many times as you want.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to do that right now.
We do have one new Patreon member to thank. New Patreon member this month. That is Miss Gayla Taylor, and Miss Taylor, she's running for District 54 for Tom Saunders' old seat, and she's in a very crowded primary, so we're excited to have her in the club. She's in the Facebook group now, can see everything. Thank you, Gayla, so That's cool.
And we will, next week we'll give you a little preview into what's going on. Next week we have a Senate debate that Dakota has put together for the Libertarian nomination, because the Libertarian State Convention is coming up here shortly. In March, so they're going to choose their candidate for Senate, and then over March and April, the Republicans, Democrats in contested races will start to extend invitations and have those candidates through the doors here, as we have since the very beginning of the show. So you can look forward to the candidate series. By the way, if you're a listener and you want to be involved in the sponsorship of that, reach out to Dakota or myself, and we can work through that. We have not yet sold that inventory, to use the business term, Dakota.
That's true.
As we have in the past. So if you're interested, if you're a listener, hit us up. Let us know.
Patreon.com/Boss Hog of Liberty. That's where you can go to support the show every month. As we said before, any level, we have people that are paying $1.34 a month, and we have people who are paying $50 a month. And the people who pay $50 a month get a shout out at the front of every episode. And those folks are Miss Christy Avery from all the way in Fort Wayne.
Jeez.
Jonathan Phillips, our favorite car dealer in the continental United States, and then Mr. Anthony Meyer, who, he's not a Canadian trucker, so he's not in Ottawa right now, but he's just trying to keep America running.
Every time I read that name, I think of Anthony Weiner.
Anthony, it looked like he had a rough week. His rig was in the shop. He wasn't making money on the road. He was doing some repairs.
It might be a good thing, though, because I've seen 3 really bad semi-wrecks in the last 2 weeks.
Oh, there's been some bad ones.
It's the Swift drivers, I guarantee it.
But, Christy Avery, as soon as you said the $50 a month Patreon, I didn't want to cut you off, but if I would have cut you off, I would have said Christy Avery. And, I have such respect for her, not only as, she's the sweetest person you'll ever meet.
She's the godmother of the entire WOL universe.
Yeah, if everyone was like Christy, the world would be such a better place.
She's so much nicer than Spangle is. They balance each other out.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm not sure Chris Galt would agree.
I don't think I just don't think anybody on this planet deserves a friend like Christy Avery. She's such a nice lady, and I love her to death.
You're a taken man, aren't you?
Yes. Yes. I love Christy Avery, but we're just friends. I am a taken man.
We also have T-Chip stores, and we have a link tree that is in the live stream right now, and that is where you can go to find all of your Boss Hog of Liberty merchandise, or you can just go to bosshogofliberty.com and find them all there. You can also go to bosshogofliberty.com and leave us a voicemail.
You're still waiting on your first voicemail.
Still waiting. Haven't heard anything. I'd love to get a voicemail.
It's like Bob and Tom still having a fax machine. Nobody sends one in anymore.
I want a voicemail.
So,
I've used the Bob and Tom fax number before.
I spaced part of that. What do you have to do to do the voicemail? Just call
There's
in?
literally a button on the website that'll let you record, and it'll send it to us in an email.
I might have to do that.
Jason's going to send himself voicemails.
All right, so Tanner, we just talked to you for a long time on Patreon. We went pretty long on Patreon. There's biohazard box on the table. Don't talk about what's in the boxes, because if you want to find out why there's biohazard containers on the table, then you have to join Patreon and find out what it is.
Yeah.
Tanner, the last time that you were on the show was episode 6.
Yeah, I didn't know this was going to be the Comedy Central roast of Tanner Perdew Part 4.
You got it all up.
I'm just messing with you. Yeah, we can get into it. Yeah.
Episode 6 in March of 2017. And after that, we said that you were banned from the show for 6 years.
Yeah.
It's
6 years.
It's been 4 years and 11 months.
Yeah, so I got out a year early due to good behavior. I've been taking some classes.
Anger
management, therapy. The guards have been really, I'm a trustee, so they let me out 13 months early on good behavior.
You've been doing your good service for the WHOL Network and taking care of Spengle's cats when he goes on vacation.
Yeah, not only that, but I also spam the subreddit, every subreddit I find with the Patreon link to the WHOL Network. So I've been busting my ass, and I've also been drawing you every day for the past 7 years. So
you haven't been posting them. You owe me some pictures.
Yeah, I do owe you.
You're about 1,200 behind.
I would say about 1,200. I didn't post all of them, but
I specifically looked for that group.
Yeah,
it's been inactive since 2020 , so we went the whole year.
No, I just
remind
made
us,
one not that long ago.
Remind us what this was.
I can't. I just remember that it was
after the suspension was put in place. His first form of protest was drawing me every day.
It was Mr. Tickner,
Ross Tickner.
Yeah,
Ross.
Whatever happened to him?
I don't know, but the pictures just died off, and they were really hilarious.
R.I.P.
It was it was Jeremiah's face, and then just what.
And Ross had my back.
Somebody's brain as a body.
Yeah, that was the best one was me as E.T. and Jeremiah pushing the shopping cart or whatever, or the stroller.
That was really good.
You can find
the shopping cart.
Yeah.
Look up the Facebook group, and maybe Tanner can post a link to it off of his page at some point.
Yeah,
if folks go find him. But I think it was called Drawing Jeremiah Morrell Every Day.
Yeah, it was called Drawing Jeremiah Morrell Every Day until he lists my BHOL ban.
I think what you're going to have to
do, or
do
suspension, not ban,
is draw the four of us sitting at this table.
I will,
and put it in the group.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Well, this has been a moment of healing.
Yeah,
it's all good. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Drive home safe.
The thing is, like I was talking about earlier, it's one of those things. Like I've always loved being part of the WHOL Network and being on here with you guys.
You are OG.
But yeah, like I was saying in the chat earlier, like I guarantee there's a lot of people out there that won't even know who I am. But honestly,
you are our Chris Galt.
Yeah, don't insult me like that, please. But, Chris is a good guy, but I needed a break for myself to get myself better, and it's not something that I've ever got to do with a clear mind, where people have actually got to hear me talk about what I believe in. It's just more of me, I was the ultimate libertarian.
We're Libertarians back then was a different show.
Yeah, it was absolutely insane. And we were nominated. Like, one of our segments was nominated for what? One of the, like,
It's for a comedy.
the funniest clip of the year or something at the Indianapolis Podcast Awards.
Oh, yeah. It's an honor to be nominated.
Yeah. Well,
I don't think we took home
It was, yeah.
No, Spangle
We were nominated for a comedy award as a political podcast.
well, I mean, that is something. But the thing is, Spangle said, if I remember correctly, that, and I could be wrong, but this has been so long ago. I feel like the winner had something to do with the judges or something like that. I don't know.
It was all rigged.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously
They
were the
used
funniest.
Dominion voting machines.
I guarantee it was the Russians.
Mike Lindell wasn't there to save
yeah,
the day.
yeah.
That's just how it is.
We should have rioted.
Well, speaking of riots, Chase, Peyton, let's talk about the Super Bowl.
Bum bum bum.
Is that your sports desk
Second
segment?
Yeah, I need to
second
work
year
on
in a
it. It's
row,
been a while.
Chase. My God! First of all, can we acknowledge the fact that we somehow got him back in studio?
Yeah, it's
And
pretty
Dakota's here too, because I think it's been like 9 months
It's been
or a year.
long time.
It's been
Because I've gotten
it's
Chase
probably
here,
been
but
a
then
year.
Dakota's like, I got to go fix water for Liberty or some
Chase
shit.
and I
A year's
haven't seen
nothing.
each other in so long that I had him in my wedding, but now I'm just an usher at his.
We'll talk about that after the show. There is a reason.
We aren't entirely certain we're invited yet, honestly.
Yeah,
He's asked for our addresses, but we've not seen any of the documentation.
I figured we'd
That
see how
only
the
goes with
bachelor
it.
party goes, and then I'll make my decision.
Make your final determinations.
All right, so you got the
I
Bengals.
I booked 2 years out, so it's already in question whether or not I can go to your bachelor party. It's not entirely a joke.
Well, I think I maxed out a credit card on yours, so
Okay, time out. If I remember correctly, 3 hours into my bachelor party, your debit card quit working, and everybody else paid for your ass the rest of the weekend.
no, that was Dakota's.
Oh, it was mine.
Yeah.
It was my bachelor party.
I was good to go by yours.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You were a functional
He's
adult.
getting a little old.
Okay.
Speaking of bachelor parties, let me say one thing. Jer, sorry. Back in the day, I didn't have very many friends that had my best interest at heart, and you were always one that did truly have my best interest at heart all the time. And I'm getting married coming up, so I definitely would like you to be one of the dudes at the wedding, like
Wow.
one of my homies.
I'm in.
I don't
in.
know what they're called, or I'd tell you, but
Assistant to the regional groomsman, I think, is the term.
yeah, I want you to be one of the guys. That's what I'm saying. God dang it, sorry, but yeah, I just respect that, because back then there was a lot of people that I thought had my best interest at heart that didn't, and I always knew that you did. And I mean, honestly, there's a good chance that I wouldn't be sitting here without your guidance some of that time.
Well,
And I really
we
appreciate
don't
you.
cry on this show.
Oh, there's none of that going on. There's none of that going on.
Oh, we love you, man. We're glad you're back.
Oh, sorry about that. But
It's
yeah,
all right.
Was everyone in this room rooting for Cincinnati?
yes.
I was mixed.
I was rooting for Cincinnati plus 4.5.
It was so everyone was for Cincinnati.
I just wanted Burrow to get a ring, but at the same time, Stafford was playing for Detroit for so long,
yeah,
And
Detroit's
been a very sad, depressing football franchise.
and then
probably the worst team of all
And
time.
then one of the best receivers of all time, like in the prime of his career, retires right in the middle of him.
Megatron.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The
Barry
dude had-
Sanders did the
Yeah.
same thing.
Wayne Fonts quit at the peak of his career.
I mean, I can't blame him.
Dude had no shot in Detroit. So, and I mean, trading Stafford for golf. I accidentally said golf.
golf.
Golf, but
He does a lot of that
trading
come January.
And, yeah, he is a big golfer. But yeah, so with him on LA, like the thing is, their offense is great. I can't believe they got Odell for such a good deal. And I mean, they're not in super big cap trouble, like say the Saints, for example, are like $75 million in negative in the cap.
Yeah, over.
And the cap is going up, but still, the Rams are in good shape for next season. And honestly, so is Cincinnati. You got Jamar Chase, one of the best receivers in the game. Which
We can't
Cooper
get too technical. You're going to make Dakota very upset.
Yeah.
He doesn't understand the rules of
Already
football.
started zoning.
Oh, you don't like you don't like football?
You know when he starts looking at his pen a lot, you've lost
All right,
him.
so
I
Jamar
don't know any of
Chase
these names.
is really fast and good at catching the ball.
Yeah.
And then Joe Burrow is good at throwing.
And they're
the ball.
young.
I know who Joe Burrow.
They're really young.
Did you see his outfit before the Super Bowl?
Mm-mm.
It was pretty spicy.
Describe it.
Sick.
He looked like
It was-
Mary
Was he
J.
wearing
Blige.
was he wearing sequins?
It was
It was all
a
black with a
suit?
turtleneck.
no,
Oh.
that was before.
Oh, that's after he takes a
the
shower.
AFC Championship game. The one before the Super Bowl was a suit with one of the fancy little hats, and it was like white tiger print or silver tiger print or something. It was pretty snazzy.
The suit was?
Yeah,
Ah, that's cool.
it probably wasn't as fun to wear afterwards.
He's like a Conor McGregor, always
Yeah.
wearing wild suits.
I can't
to his
stand
press
him.
conferences.
Yeah.
He's
So-
a wild guy.
Anyways, we were all rooting for the Bengals. I had mixed emotions. I wanted Stafford to get a ring,
Yeah.
but I also it was hard to root. It's hard to root for an LA team just because it's LA and that's gross.
Yeah.
They have no fans anyways. Like everyone roots for the Lakers and that's it.
No.
They had their parade and it was like a half a block.
Yeah.
It was their victory parade was like literally like a quarter of a mile, and it went to the stadium they don't play in anymore.
That's because the homeless encampments had the rest of the streets blocked.
The thing is, though, they will have fans because, like, the Rams fans, at least in St. Louis, were very loyal, and now in California, like in that general area, you have either the Chargers, which Justin Herbert will draw away a lot of those fans because he's a young quarterback who plays like he's been in the league for 10 years. But the Rams just won a Super Bowl. So those kids that are 5, 6 years old, who do you think they're going to go for? 10 years from now, there will be a ton of Rams fans.
Probably still the Lakers.
Well, I mean,
what the Rams need
don't
to do
play
to
the
win a
Rams.
Super Bowl is they just need to move the team every 20 years,
Yeah.
and then right after they move, they get to the new city and like, hey, we won.
Yeah.
Because they won the '99 Super Bowl after moving in '96, and then they moved to LA 3 years ago, and here they won the Super Bowl again.
Why not just move every 9 months then? You'll win every year.
They should do
So
that.
the night started out well. I had my bets placed. My first bet was heads or tails. Normally, I'm a tails guy, but I've been
Always.
following this dog on TikTok who always picks.
Yeah.
And I followed him throughout the year, and I haven't picked any of his picks, but he's been accurate pretty often. And he said heads.
You deserve
So I was
it.
like, all right,
You deserve it.
I'm gonna go heads.
Always.
So
Tails,
I
never tails.
threw heads on there, and then I see this like
Something little like $100.
yeah, like so, like a couple thousand.
Yeah.
So I throw it on heads, and then I see this like little lady going out there to do the coin flip, and I was like, oh, this bitch better throw heads.
Who threw the coin toss? Does anybody remember at this
I
point?
can't remember.
Oh, it was a famous African American female tennis player.
Oh, it was.
No, it
No, it wasn't.
Williams.
It was
It
an
was-
older lady.
It was a tennis player. She wasn't African American
okay.
though. Zach doesn't see color.
Oh.
It was.
I was.
Oh God! What
Did
was the
you
lady's
really
name?
put a
Serena
couple grand
Williams.
on that?
No,
Oh,
I
okay.
put like $20.
Oh.
No, she was from the '80s. She was the first. It was a trendy pick because she's not.
Someone's in their car right now just yelling.
She. I'm trying to say this delicately. She was one of the first.
Badasses.
Billie Jean King.
Billie Jean King. Yeah, there you go. She was a LGBT athlete before it was cool.
Well, anyways, I
Back
was
when it
like,
was frowned upon.
I saw her
Back
walking out
when it
there,
wasn't commercially accepted.
and I was like, this
Back when
bitch
you
better
said you were a
throw
lesbian,
heads.
people went, ooh.
And she threw heads, and I won the money. And then my next bet,
Christy's typing in caps. Lesbian. She was a lesbian.
and then my next bet was first kickoff needed to be a touchback. Hit that, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna double all this down. I won like $69 out of that.
Nice.
Oh God.
Threw it all in on another bet and lost it all.
Of course. I had. Well,
Should've
you
quit while
could
you were
be.
ahead.
You could be like me and have Rams 24, Bengals 20, bet $10 to pay out 27-10, miss it by a single point.
Yep, that would suck.
That is
And
what I'm trying to-
they missed an extra point too, didn't they?
Uh,
They did.
The Rams did. Yeah.
Yeah, if they would have hit that extra point, I would have won $1,710. I just fucking realize that.
Well, thankfully it is after 8 o'clock.
I'm calling Pat McAfee. Because I placed that bet on FanDuel. I'm going to be like, look, dude. Look. Your boy Johnny Hecker. You talk good about him all the time.
McAfee.
It's Matt Gay.
Hecker held it, so I'm going to blame it on the hold.
I said Pat McAfee's dead. I was thinking of John McAfee.
Oh.
Dakota's keeping up as best he
But
can.
yeah.
guys.
The rest
How
of the
different
bets.
of people can you get than John and Pat McAfee? I mean, the last name is all that those two guys share.
McAfee?
No, they're crazy.
Yeah.
The rest of the
both
bets
crazy.
went down the drain when OBJ got hurt. That was a bummer.
Oh, yeah. I needed him to score a touchdown, Stafford to throw 290, and then something else.
Yeah.
And literally, Stafford threw for like 283.
Yeah.
He was 7 yards away, or I would have hit that bet too.
Yeah, and then you got a bunch of Bengals fans bitching about the flags.
Yeah, at the
But
end.
There was a
They
there was
also-
a very questionable holding call.
They also scored on a play that should have been a flag, so I don't think they can really complain about that too much. And I was rooting for the Bengals. I was rooting for both teams. I was rooting for my bets, really.
You just wanted both
Yeah,
teams to have
of
fun.
course.
I had one big bet, and it was a $10 that was guaranteed to come back if it didn't hit.
Yeah.
And I needed a touchdown for OBJ. I needed a touchdown for Cooper Kupp, and I needed the Bengals to not lose by more than 4.
Oh,
And it worked out perfectly. Won $100.
Oh,
Had a
more
point-
than four.
I had a point and a half to spare.
yeah.
It was a
Lucky
miracle.
you.
It was a miracle. It all worked out perfectly.
Yeah, you win some, you lose some. You win some, you lose most.
Chase, what was your opinion of the halftime show?
I loved it.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Right answer. Correct.
Do you want to hear
I
mine?
heard all these old people complaining on Facebook about it, and it just made me think of how stupid old people
Just,
are.
just
I mean, my
boomers
grandma's
being boomers,
Facebook's
huh?
been hacked like 10 times this week, and I've had to fix it every time. And I'm just thinking,
Yeah.
why are we letting these people lead our country? But I don't know. That's not
Well-
that's not my decision.
I disagree with you guys, and I'll tell you why. And I'm not a boomer, but I'm close. I take a certain medication that only old men take. It's not Viagra or Cialis. I promise you, but I can't say
but
it.
join the Patreon and you'll
Join
figure
the
it out.
Patreon, you'll find out. But yeah, so I will say it's the best halftime show probably the last 20 years. I would like to, and I'm not saying it was bad. It was it was a good halftime show.
Well,
there did.
Let's do this. Let's go around the room, and you guys name the best Super Bowl halftime in your memory, in your opinion.
Sure.
And if you can't think of a better one, then just say this year. Sure. What do you think?
Kiss.
You remember? Okay.
Sure.
Kiss. What you remember? What year that was?
2000.
All right. Dakota.
this year.
This one.
It
Zach.
may have been 99.
I'd have to say it's a close call between this year and 2006 with Prince. That was a
great.
really good halftime show,
was
and
great.
he literally sang "Purple Rain"
In the rain.
while
That
it
was
rained. It was like one of those
insane.
things where it kind of like it was a really good halftime
And
show.
that Prince guitar he had, oh my gosh, that was sick.
But this year was a great. I even like last year's. It was a little bit complicated with the weekend, but
I would like to see
year's was
Metallica
good,
or
too.
something.
Chase, do you have a favorite?
JT and Janet Jackson changed my life.
Was that the first time?
that was the first time. But with the little star thing around it, it really threw me off. It wasn't really. I didn't know what it was at the time.
they all look like that.
They're not all that color. For Tom Petty was the best.
I
one, in
liked
my opinion.
I
Tom
liked the
Petty
Chili
was
Peppers
awesome.
too, and Bruno Mars. I like those
Yeah,
together.
Bruno Mars is good.
But my problem, like, the only thing is, I wish they would actually do live music. That's my, like, if they had Metallica play like a live set.
I want to say
like
Michael
a-
Jackson was like 1990, but that was a historic one. That
That
was
was
the
the
Yeah.
first very good one. as
Like
well.
they used to do live music, and now it's all like backing tracks and lip syncing. It's like
Well, that's what
I want to. The Who was
something I
pretty
wish I'd
good too.
talk about.
Trisha Stewart Mann is watching, and she reminds us that this is the whitest hip hop list of attractions. The list of what we have:
Yeah.
Tom Petty, The Who,
Kiss.
yeah, Kiss. The
The Who was a
Michael,
good one.
the Michael Jackson one in the early '90s was the first
Wow,
time that
you're
it wasn't.
old.
Listen, it was the first time that it wasn't the Miami University band. Like it was
Right.
a performance, and it was a big show.
It was a real person. A
It
star.
was not. Hey,
Didn't
the marching
realize
band's
they'd-
going to come out at
I
halftime.
didn't realize they just never had bands. I just assumed that they always
Yeah.
had a big band.
That was that. This has been a thing for the last 30 years. But
What
that's
do you think
it.
about the show?
So well
Dakota?
before I was born. I loved it.
What were your highlights?
Highlights?
My favorite part was watching Dakota's dad from 14 feet away, looking angrily at the rap music that was on the television.
I bet Paul Morrell was the same way.
This is the
I
rap
bet Paul
music my
Morrell was
dad
sitting
grew
there
up
like,
with.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's weird. This is the rap music that he like would have been in his generation.
I mean, but at the same time, man, like Eminem, that's our
I guess Eminem,
generation.
yeah, it was more
Like
our generation.
Dr. Dre, he produced
And that was
stuff
what was
until
cool about this whole thing is they had Dre, which would be like, you
Yeah.
know, someone who's
Lamar.
grown up in the '90s. They had Mary J. Blige, which would be more for like an R&B '90s R&B fan, because obviously they couldn't get R. Kelly. And then they had Eminem.
They
And,
didn't have Shaggy.
They had Kendrick Lamar also, a
and
guy from our
Kendrick Lamar
generation.
would be more for like
Yeah.
younger people.
They had
a little
they
bit
had a
younger than
rapper
us.
I needed Shaggy
whether
or
you're
Nelly, and then I would have
10
been happy.
or
Did you
50.
Yeah.
did you think 50 Cent looked like 75 Cent?
I thought he looked like 98 cents.
Hey,
like he
hey,
looks like he's
I
on
hope
the
that I'm
the
able to
dude
rap
lifted himself
hanging
up.
upside down whenever I'm in my 50s.
He has
Yeah.
been
Listen.
shot 5 times in the face.
The
I
show
mean,
started, and
Shot 9 times.
I saw him, and I was like, "Man, he looks swole." And then my mom goes, "Man, he looks really fat." And I was like, I don't see it." I was like, "He's always been thick." And then I looked on the internet, and everyone was just saying how fat he was.
Yeah.
dude-
it was a
the
great
dude-
halftime show. As soon as it started and Dre starts hitting, and then
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and then you hear Snoop go.
Da, 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 da.
that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
What were
Everyone
your,
was like making a big deal about Snoop Dogg. They're like, he threw up C's. He did the Crip Walk. He was wearing blue. And it
That's
was
his
like,
thing.
what were
It was
your
like,
thoughts on him smoking
Snoop-
pot right before the show?
Couldn't believe it.
I love it.
I was disappointed.
Isn't that the most ridiculous thing?
that
You
they
know
didn't
he's lit.
roll out on the
ridiculous.
field, hot boxing in a 64 Impala, and then literally open
As
up the
he should
doors
be.
and just have the smoke just roll. Like,
That's what you assume would
As
happen.
he should
I'm
be.
surprised he didn't have the joint in his hand on stage.
He was
should.
holding
LA.
it for that no good friend of his, that criminal Martha Stewart.
Yeah, it was
and
Martha
and
Stewart.
she's been a bad influence on Snoop.
How offended were
But
you?
people forget about Snoop Dogg. Snoop started out. He was a member of the dude who started the Crips, started the gang. I think his name was I can't
Suge?
even remember. No, it wasn't Suge Knight. Suge Knight started the record label.
Yeah.
But the guy who started the Crips,
started
his last phone call before he was executed in prison in 2005 was to Snoop Dogg. Like, the man is a legitimate gang member. He created the Crip Walk. He's worn blue his whole life. He was a real pimp, was on trial for murder at one point.
Eazy-E killed him though.
This is like, we forget that like Snoop Dogg is now hosting the Puppy Bowl.
with Martha
Yeah.
Stewart.
Martha Stewart. We forget that he was like a real gangbanger. Like, he was as real as they come.
How offended were you when Eminem took the knee at the end of his song?
I thought, see, whenever Eminem took his knee, because they started playing California Love, like, as soon as he takes the knee, then Dre starts playing
Yeah.
piano, and so he's going into California Love. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, he's taking a knee for Tupac. Like that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
had no idea what he was.
Yeah,
gonna
I
play.
don't think it was like the Kaepernick type knee.
That's
which-
what I've heard, and I
then,
guess
yeah,
the
people-
NFL asked them not to do it, and they still did it.
But that's not true either.
That's
People have
just
been
what I
sharing on social media. They're like, they told him not to make it political by taking a knee. The NFL
That's
told them
not
they
even
weren't allowed to.
political.
The NFL came out with a statement. They're like, yeah, it was in the rehearsals.
I wouldn't have known about it unless they
Yeah.
brought it up later. I wouldn't have noticed.
I didn't catch it at all when it happened.
Yeah,
I would love to see like the Foo Fighters or Metallica or somebody like that perform at halftime.
It's time for my '90s country halftime show.
Yeah,
I want,
like
I want
Garth.
I want Garth, George.
Well,
Strait.
Shania Twain kind of ruined that for you.
I would be a fan of that if only if we got to hear something like I wish I would have known now what I didn't know then. I wish I could start this whole thing over
It's just going to sound like a
again.
Ford truck commercial.
I ain't
It's gonna sound like.
saying that you could
For those
never
that
be true.
Aren't following? It says Toby Keith.
Any favorite commercials?
Yes,
Yeah.
I will give you one.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Larry David with the crypto.
That was mine. Yeah.
No, that's why I went first because
Dang
we
it.
we share a brain. Now you got to find another one, sucker.
I
Sopranos.
liked the Chevy commercial because then everyone realized like how bad the new Chevy Silverados look.
They're really ugly.
Yeah, they're super ugly. Like they could have gone so many different directions. It looks like a futuristic Avalanche that is also merged with a child's drawing of what a truck would look like. It's just bad. It's so
I
ugly.
like that commercial. I think that's the
The
one.
commercial is good because it was the Sopranos.
Yeah, the
that was
Sopranos
with
commercial.
Meadow driving.
Chevy commercial is really good, but the trucks are hideous.
Yeah, the commercial's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
The truck is awful.
That's why you need to buy it as a GMC from Andy Moore, Buick GMC,
GMC's
Right.
Oh,
always
is that
better
where
than
you?
the Chevys.
Wait, who sells GMCs?
our patron,
Jonathan
Oh.
Phillips.
John Phillips.
Well, I happen to be in the market for a new car in the next year. So
Well, let's connect you guys.
I will call Mr.
We'll play a
Phillips.
little
Oh,
matchmaking. You got a Super Bowl commercial favorite?
You know, to be honest, not really. I was like
You just
busy
watch
getting
for the game.
snacks and yeah. I really my all time favorite is like that Betty White one though.
R.I.P.
You need a Snickers.
Yeah, where she gets tackled or where she tackles that dude and calls him a bitch or something.
All
Well,
time-
she didn't call him a bitch, but
You're acting like Betty
Yeah.
White out there. The the best ones were always the Budweiser Clydesdales commercials.
yeah, those are good.
Budweiser normally killed it.
Yeah.
Zach, you got a fave?
Classic.
I hate Doritos, or it was Cheetos. There was one that was like with the sloth and stuff. That was okay, but the E-Trade baby coming out of retirement
Oh,
was pretty funny when they went out and they find him. He's out in the woods wearing a flannel, and the helicopter pilot was also a baby, and they're talking smack about people. I was like, that one's entertaining. But I only saw the first half, and after that, I bailed. I had stuff to do.
Speaking of Betty White, I was at Walmart earlier this week and I saw a Betty White Turns 100 magazine.
Did you buy it?
I
should've
thought
bought one.
about it. I thought about it.
Would have turned 100.
They jinxed her.
You should have bought
I
it.
was honestly kind
Yeah,
of stunned they
dude.
still released it.
Right?
Yeah,
How do
like,
you do that?
That's bullshit. Like, hell, I bet if you went and bought those and waited about 50 years, I guarantee they'd be worth.
They started
money.
releasing those before she had died.
Yeah.
Like
they
really
were
do bet
celebrating
that's
early.
worth
The ultimate jinx.
That was a super annoying commercial. I hated that
Oh,
commercial.
the Joneses and the Jonases with Toyota.
Oh yeah, that was awful.
But see, they did the opposite of Chevy. The commercial is horrible, but the trucks are awesome.
yeah.
So the exact opposite. Yeah, I watched that whole commercial and I was like, "Ugh, what a waste of time."
All right. Dakota,
Yeah,
we're known for doing some local news around here.
that's literally the description of the show.
The county has again found a pile of money, the food and beverage money. Every time we go to our local eateries, there's a 1% tax on your bill that potentially may be getting sunset. The Republican General Assembly is potentially sunsetting that in 2042 for everybody but Orange County, I believe, and maybe Indianapolis. But everybody else has gotten wrapped up in this little deal because they were using it to pay for the Lucas Oil Stadium, and that was the sweetener. Is they said, hey, you can add this tax and also get a 1% for yourself as well. But now once the stadium's paid for, they're theoretically going to roll it back, but not just for the donut counties that paid for Lucas Oil, but also anybody else that had one. And Henry County is in that little group.
Why are those two counties excluded?
Those two specialties,
Yeah.
just because they
they
are.
special.
Yeah, because they're special. So this is originally
They
put in
likely have
place.
projects that they're banking on that money in the future already.
Yeah, they need it forever and ever. So originally, it was put in place for the Hall of Fame, and then once the Hall of Fame was paid for, it started in '88. We've had Chris May on. We've talked about that.
Right.
We've talked about the different applications for this money since that time. There's a board that makes a non-binding recommendation to the county council, and the county council decides how this money is going to get spent. So last week they started this process again, where different non-for-profit organizations. I'm Ron Burgundy. Non-for-profit organizations apply. Could be government entities, could be independent organizations. Apply to this board to say, hey, I want some money. Here's the plan. And this is where we pass the baton over to Dakota to tell us what happened because I was out of the country.
That's true. On Tuesday, they had their first meeting. It got pushed back to Tuesday. And we had talked about this with Jesse Riddle on a previous episode, and there were already organizations talking about what they wanted to do with it. I think on that episode we talked a lot about the Expo Center. In particular, we also talked about the Honeybee Walking Path that is on the old Intercontinental Railroad. Jesse Riddle was a big fan of that project. They said they were going to need like $880,000 in order to finish the paving, which I think would be a good use of the money. But anyway, one thing that we didn't talk about, we didn't know about, and I certainly didn't know about until I saw it in the Courier Times, and that is Mayor Greg York, mayor of Newcastle, Indiana. He made a presentation for his plans for a big sports complex, and according to the Courier Times article, he said whenever he got elected, he had a list of 20 things that he wanted to do before he left office, and this was on that list that he's been thinking about for a long time. And he is asking for, this feels like I'm like recounting an episode of Shark Tank. He is asking for $300,000 for a 5-year period, totaling
easy payments.
$1.5 million to fund the sports complex. 7 baseball/softball diamonds. There's going to be 3 like large diamonds that could also be converted to football fields, I think he said.
Seems a bit excessive.
And
so the logic is that they want to be a destination
like
in
travel,
Henry County for
yeah.
travel sports. So the folks go from here and they travel away. I know back in my high school era, we used to go to big basketball tournaments in Pennsylvania. We used to go to Kansas for some basketball tournaments years and years ago. The leader in the clubhouse in Indiana in the last 10 years has been Grant Park in Westfield, and this is a competitive chance to bring Henry County in line with that.
right, and the 5 indoor complexes that he's saying every single sport that Indiana basically has organizations like wrestling, basketball, tennis. All those things can take place inside those indoor facilities. Be 5.
So all of the IHSAA events?
Correct.
So could I go in there and be like, I want to play a pickup game of football and play?
I assume you would have to rent the space from the city.
Oh, so it's like...
They're all going to be rentals, so
Right.
a group would rent it for a tournament. So if you wanted the
like
course-
AAU or something like that. I see. Okay.
Correct.
So do you think it's going to be $16 million?
So the price tag, according to the Courier Times article, was $16 million in total, but the ask for this portion is $1.5 million out of food and beverage.
And keep in mind, the Food and Beverage Fund has $1.2 million available in it right now.
So that means we're picking up a $300,000 tab.
I
Per
think
year
that
for 5 years.
I think it's continuously getting money into it. So Ivy Tech, they did something similar when the Chevy dealership was turned into the Ivy Tech State College, where I think some future revenue from it was basically banked, where that was going to pay for it. So it's a similar strategy.
So will that? So if, well, obviously it's not going to come. It's going to come out of food and beverage tax. If that ends up paying for it, what are they going to do with the surplus money?
How would they pay for the rest of it?
No, like, so unless I'm understanding this wrong, so from what I understand, there's like a food and beverage tax that's going to pay. I think that you said there's 1.2 million in there,
Correct. It's already in the fund,
And
and they need
there's-
to allocate that.
and they need 1.5 million.
So that's what
5 years.
So if the taxpayers pay $300,000, like,
what are they going to use the rest of the 1.2 for?
right? Well, they'll use that to go into the thing, but you said something about like if that facility brings in $100 million.
The city would own and operate the building. So if it was profitable, then it would go into the city. I would assume the city parks.
Okay. So
Or
see,
the city budget would have it.
at least they're not trying to raise like our other taxes, like our county taxes. Well, your county taxes, or
Yeah, you live in Madison County now, don't you, Cupcake?
I was getting ready to mention before you started this conversation that I've messaged multiple Madison. Actually, I posted that I was going to be on. I sent, you remember the pool party last summer?
Sure.
Which Stevie was so mad. Sorry, but she said, "Should I dress up for it?" I said, "Wear whatever you want." And so she goes in pajamas, and I didn't want to be like, "Hey, you know," like, because I thought she would get shitty with me. And like the first person we saw was Andrew Bowman and his wife, and she said, "Babe, look at them." And we're like pulling up, and she's like wearing pajamas, and she was so mad. But yeah, it was hilarious. But anyway, that pool party, I can't remember where we were going with that.
You're talking about messaging people in Madison County.
Oh yeah, so you told me about Greg Noland. He was the guy up
We're
there.
just going to talk about personal conversations on the show. This is good. Yeah.
Well, I'm well, I asked you who to contact so I could be part of the Madison County Libertarian Party, and I sent him a friend request.
Still working on reaching them, eh?
Yeah, well, I'm making some headway. I announced that I was going to be on Boss Hog, and he must have seen it because after a few months, he hit accept on that
y'all
friend
are friends
request.
again.
So me and him were like this.
There you go. A couple of Boss Hog alumni.
Yeah, I may send him a wave later or something.
All right. Okay. So back to the plan here. Yeah, I haven't been poked on Facebook in quite some time. Christy,
don't tell Christy.
Will
that.
probably do it in the next 2 minutes.
You will.
I don't even know if that feature still exists, to be honest. Yeah, so there are a number of organizations that are applying.
Yeah, there's a ton.
And there have been times where Ivy Tech got everything. There have been times where a lot of different small projects got funded. And there's no telling. The county council, I think, has probably turned over completely since the last time there was something to be funded.
Like the town of Middletown asked for some money to get a new LED sign. And it was like, that seems kind of weird. The town of Louisville asked for like $4,000 to pay for new picnic tables. I was like, can you guys just like put that in the post office? You're wanting picnic tables? Or like have a fundraiser or like a fish fry at the fire department or something? Like,
well, people look at it as a grant and it's free money, and then this board has to consider all of the different requests and applications. But you hope, at least I would hope if I were a board member, is that whatever this money is, if you're going to have this tax, that it's going to be generating additional revenue for the community, drawing people in. So things like the expo, things like the mayor's sports park here, other prod items that are going to actually draw folks into the community. That's what the spirit of it is. That when the Hall of Fame came into place, or if you look at what Indianapolis has with Lucas Oil, there are things that generate additional revenue for the community.
Right. Yeah, perfect. So that was something that I put in here. Well, actually, first of all, Jeremiah, we need to talk about your problems.
I don't
you've
know
gone
that
full NIMBY.
I don't know that
your gray hairs are really
I don't know that
on you.
I'm going to go NIMBY, but I know that my neighborhood's probably going to say some shit. This parcel that they're talking about it's actually back when I ran for county council in 2018. There was a bit of a pissing match over this parcel.
Did you win?
No, I still have not.
Oh, sorry.
Still not a winner.
He didn't win, but we won.
Thanks for Tanner left town. Let's see. If you remember in the 2018 race, land use was a big deal. Has been for quite some time in Henry County. And they were going through the rezoning process so that this could be light industrial, potentially warehousing, so the project could have some sort of development, or that property could. And now it's been identified for potentially this project. So it's about 1,800 feet away from my front door. That parcel is
nice.
Less than a half mile. A couple thoughts came to my mind immediately. I was promised when they put in remember the walking path that was a sidewalk, but actually is like an asphalt walking path that was promised to go all the way down to Woodbrook, but they stopped short at Southview.
Never did.
I'm wondering if maybe if they built this thing, do I finally get my walking path
Probably.
all the way to
people
my
could
neighborhood?
Walk from the elementary school to the sports
to the sports complex. So maybe at that point I think, oh well, you know what? Maybe we're okay. Maybe I can live with this.
But I can
That's point one.
I can already see a lot of people being very upset.
But
about
what the hell
lights.
are all these kids
Yeah.
going to be doing in my neighborhood? Walking around, hoodlums.
So picture this,
Troublemakers.
Cher.
I'm. This is not me.
But they're
I'm all for progress.
They're sports players though, so they're the good kids.
Yeah.
They're not the hood rats.
The
that
ones
play
with
at
the pink hair.
court. Yeah.
So
I didn't even
picture
think about
this:
the light. My
7
goodness.
baseball fields, Cher.
Yeah.
All the light. You're gonna hear those games going on the whole time.
Sports announcers. Ask Zach how that goes. He lives by baseball.
Yeah, I was
diamonds
gonna say
right now.
Dakota knows what it's like too. I live, man. If they could, it doesn't.
Please preach, Zach.
No,
Now
luckily-
imagine 7 of
luckily,
them.
It does not bug me directly, but I can see it from my house. But they play Little League until like 10:30
Yes.
in the summer, and the row of houses that are directly across from the diamonds, it looks like they have floodlights aimed at their houses.
Yeah.
Like if that's their
Yeah.
bedroom, I can't imagine, because it looks like literally just a row of trucks, invisible trucks on the other side of this building, are just aimed their headlights at this house, this row of houses. So yeah, that would be
Not only sports though, Jer, but I know Gaylor, like they rent out Grant Park like once a year for this big event.
Sure.
Event that's really
Wait, time out. Do you think we could attract the Cincinnati Bengals training camp? Because I know, Grant Park has the Colts.
Yeah.
Maybe we could get the Bengals.
That would be way cooler than
First
getting the
loser.
Colts.
Well, or we could build a way better one and give Ursay Tom Petty's guitar he used right before he croaked, and then the Colts would come to Newcastle.
My idea.
And then we could build a Peyton Manning with
A 6 foot tall forehead.
yeah, with like a broom on his head instead of a helmet, like they did the Trojan Warrior.
Is you have all these baseball fields, then you have the complexes, and then right in the middle, you move the Doughboy. That way he can be seen by everybody, like the
With the
original
bright
creators
lights.
intended.
Well,
With the bright lights.
with the bright lights.
What I think they should do
Replace the grenade with the
a
baseball.
is they need to
Just
do
to put whatever ball is being, whatever camp is at the facility. It could be a tennis ball some days, a football. Maybe an ultimate frisbee one day.
like a memorial ball diamond and have him be at the pitcher's mound.
A
throwing
few years
balls.
ago.
Yes.
A few years ago, I suggested grinding him up and using him for gravel for the 4th of July thing at the Memorial Park,
That's
just to ruffle some feathers.
Well, you guys are all just
everybody-
horrible, no good, awful people.
The only reason I said that was because both sides were bickering at each other, and like nobody was being respectful. And the thing is, they weren't worried about the actual
So you were
cause.
just like a tyrannical parent. And you're like, fine, we're just going to get rid of it.
Thanks to baseball, they still are.
it was a
You
joke.
If you can't play nice, we're taking it away.
It was a joke, obviously. But the thing is, like, they could
I'm
have
gonna be
handled
honest.
it like adults.
I'm going to be honest. Since that all happened, we've had the curse of the Doughboy, and we've just been churning through superintendents and park board members.
That's true.
I hope we're happy.
So, Jer, if it was up to you, what would you do with the money?
Well, when I ran for county council in 2014, I suggested, since we hadn't remembered to have a meeting in a long time, we probably should just quit spending it and quit collecting it.
Good idea.
But if we can't do that, it needs to be something that actually attracts people into the community.
Yep.
So if it's a project like this, I am cautious about. This sounds kind of familiar. Dropping $1.2 million into a project that isn't fully funded, and it needs like $16 million to get it done.
Yeah, it sounds a lot like something that's happened very recently.
So I will say that I would like to see before that particular project gets funded, that I would like to see that it gets dealt with. I think it should be something new, something that's bringing a new asset in. If it's simply to plug a hole for something that's struggling, that's probably not a good use of it, because it's not bringing something new in. I know Memorial Park is asking for Saddle Club, or not the Saddle Club. Memorial Park is asking to help cover fireworks displays because they aren't able to get what they were before. That's troubling to me because it's
Yeah, don't
not
do
something
that.
new.
It's not like a little bit of money. It was like $25,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I will say the Saddle Club and making improvements in the John Jordan Arena, they've received funds in the past, and they have done a great job. When they've asked for money, it's gotten, they've added additional barns, and they've remained competitive. They are competing against a facility in Cloverdale, Indiana, that's 100% indoors. So what they're trying to do is add on to the Jordan Show Arena so that it's fully, enclosed. That's probably one that I would seriously consider if you're going to put money there. And those folks, obviously, they're bringing people in, so it's a lot of the tax dollars that they are potentially asking to claim. They've actually helped generate as well.
Something like cheap that would be good too. Like not cheap, but if you remember in Anderson, Applewood, they had that batting cage, and they also had like putt and a little go-kart track. I don't know if any of you guys remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like they could do something like that, and then put a movie theater or like an
I remember
outlet
when it was
mall.
functional, man. Not when it was all old and crappy.
I remember riding the yeah, I remember it too.
Gone now.
Yeah,
I think
but
My wife's senior nightclub.
if they put like something like if you've ever been to Edinburgh, the outlet mall, if they put something like that around here, I mean
The one in Johnson County or the one in Scotland?
the one in Edinburgh, like way down south.
Yeah.
I mean,
All right.
there's not really something like that.
Johnson County.
Johnson County.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what county Edinburgh's in. I worked at that Ralph Lauren for a while, but if they put something like that here, I mean, there wouldn't be anything close because the Muncie Mall is, gone to the Anderson Mall, basically. And, I mean, the closest thing is Indianapolis.
And Castleton's basically like the Muncie Mall.
Exactly.
The sports
So-
complex is a great idea. It truly is. It sounds like a great facility.
Yeah.
And it's a landmark thing that does bring people in from outside. The geography of it sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
It's just off State Road 3 and 103. It's on the south side of town.
Are you talking that cornfield, like, State Road 3?
Between 3 and 103 off
So, like, that
off of the
cornfield
Walmart
behind
Road.
Crestview? Like that area?
Westview?
If you
Wait,
come,
you
if you
said
come out of
state-
Walmart and go straight,
Yeah.
when you get to the end
All
of that
the
road,
way
you hit 103.
Between Main Street and
Oh, between
Main
okay.
Street and
I
103.
got you. I thought you meant at the very end of
Yeah, on the south side of
Okay.
300.
So like, yeah, that would be a good idea. It's just the only bad thing is like us local citizens won't be able to utilize it. I don't feel like because I mean, well, the adult sport league. It depends on how much they're going to cost. Like the adult sport league that Danny is part of, they could rent it out, but how much is it going to cost to rent out a basketball court? You know what I mean? Like if they put an outlet mall, everybody in the county and surrounding counties could use it, and it's something that would provide a lot of jobs.
Bro, Amazon exists.
Yeah.
Why do we need an outlet mall?
we used to have an outlet mall in Delaware County, and now it's offices.
Daleville.
When did that close?
Yeah,
Wait, it was in
20
Daleville?
Yeah.
Oh my.
you can see it on 69.
Yeah.
It used to be like
Oh,
Edinburgh,
69.
and now it's like an insurance. Like I think there's
When did it close?
Bank processing. Around 2005, 2005.
Dakota, when was the last time you went to an outlet mall?
Oh, years and years ago.
I always
I
want
was
to
probably
go.
in high school.
When I was a
Yeah.
kid, outlet malls were the thing, but it was also truly
love
like
'em.
where the defect clothes went. So it's like, hey, get a shirt that one arm is 40, is 4% longer than the other.
Yeah.
It
Right.
was the things that have gone terribly
Like
wrong.
JT's discount store or
JT's
whatever.
Mega
Like
Discount Warehouse.
I really
I
like
loved that place.
there's still people like older people especially like I like to go in a store and blow my money on shit I don't need. And Amazon you can do that too, but at least in the store I can hold it in my hand and be like, hell yeah, I'm never gonna wear this bitch and buy it. Which like at the time of course you're thinking I'm gonna wear this 3 times a week every time I wash it.
I think
And then you wear it twice, but like on Amazon you can click the picture, but I like actually going through the racks and like going store to store. It's just really nice, you
Listen,
know.
I'm gonna
this,
give my
this community was great in 1972.
why change.
We didn't have any of these things then, and what are we going to do with all this extra traffic?
Bring Chrysler back. I'm going to give my opinion on the food and beverage tax. and then we can move on to Wordle.
Okay.
I think that what I think would be great for the food and beverage tax is if we had some kind of a quote to get what it would take to get the expo center just like dried in, just to where like everything that's already been done stays in good shape until the funds are raised to finish it. Because I don't think that we're too far away from that as it sits right now. So I'd like to see that get done.
For phase 1, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that... I'd like to see that get done so that the money that's already been spent doesn't go to waste. Because I feel like if we let it continue to sit how it sits right now, then once funds get raised to move on, then there's going to be a lot of repairs that have to be done, and then that money's going to go to the repairs, and we're going to be back at square one. I would hate to see that happen, so I think a little bit of money needs to go to that, and then I would love to see the Honeybee Walking Path be done in southern Henry County. I think that's a great project.
I will raise my hand and say that there's a lot of money available through NDOT for trails, so you can find that money through other avenues. You don't have to take it from this pot.
That's true.
There
definitely.
are dedicated trail funds available through NDOT.
Louisville,
Their picnic table.
I think we give them all of it and give them the best picnic table money to buy.
What I think they should do is I think they should do this this complex, and then instead of having like the Broad Street cruise every month, that really gets in my way because I never know when it's happening.
Yes.
I think they should just have something in that complex once a month.
Hey,
We just all
It's
park
your-
our cars in there, shut the doors, and then turn them on and run them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
honestly-
let's have a Jim Jones complex out there.
that was Lynn, Indiana. Chase, your problem is that you live on the east side of town. That's your choice. Live on the south side. You won't have this problem.
True. Well, hopefully
You might be
in a-
moving to the west side soon.
hopefully in a few months I'm just not in this. A little closer to Indy.
All right. Has anybody been playing Wordle? It popped
Yeah.
up 3 weeks ago, and then it got purchased for like $1 million from the New York
wondered-
Times.
Did it? Yeah, I heard New York Times had
Yeah.
it, but I didn't know that they had bought it.
They bought it from this British guy.
And that's such a simple fucking idea. Like I've been thinking in my head
you
for like
can come
3
up
years.
with a
Like,
word every day.
what's a simple thing I can make money on? And like that's such an obvious fucking answer. Like, damn it!
I
Fuck you,
wondered
New
what
York
Wordle
Times.
was about.
Yeah.
I kept seeing, and then so I played it a couple times, and then I was like, oh, I realized what this is.
It's
This is a
Scrabble.
way to brag to your friends on
It
how
is.
fast you guess the word.
Yeah.
I would see.
That's all it is.
I would see those posts on Twitter.
Yeah,
that's where I saw it on, and it pissed me off because at first I didn't know what was going on, and
Boomer.
I was like, "Oh, this is so stupid."
is what it's
yes,
like to
it
be
was my
old like
boomer,
Jer.
boomer moment. And then I looked into it and I figured it out, and I was like, "Oh, this is really stupid," and it still pisses me off every time I see someone post something about it.
So Sarah got in playing. I've been every time I post my results on City Councilman Aaron Dickens' page. I have not failed at a Wordle yet. I know a lot of very smart people failed today. And I've determined that the problem is that those smart bastards, they get like a letter or two away on the first one. And I am like village idiot, just throwing letters at the word, and I got like 5 that didn't work. 4 more that didn't work. So I'm running
second.
out of characters in the alphabet.
I got it second try the other day.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I started like
See, this
I
is what
saw
Wordle
it,
is about.
and
I got
then-
it on the second
Yeah.
try.
My
Yeah,
goal
so
is
I'm
I get
better
6,
than you.
I get
First
6
try.
tries. As long as I can get it done in the first 6, I'm happy.
Right.
I don't care. I just want to complete the task.
well, I have to get it done in the first 5
Why?
because then I would get it done quicker than you.
Okay, sure.
No, I'm just but anyway, I started playing it, and then my girlfriend or my fiance, she's listening. So
Yeah, she cares about terminology.
Yeah, exactly. So my fiance was like, "Oh, look, I'm playing Wordle," and like showed me it, and like she had me guess, and I was like, "This isn't Wordle," and I clicked it. And, like, as soon as I guessed, an ad popped up. I was like, babe, you're playing some knockoff shit. Like, you're not even playing the real Wordle. It was called, like, Wordu or something.
It's Equate Wordle. I will say I haven't failed yet, but it's going to be. I feel stupider every day I do it because people get it in 2 or 3, and I just barely.
Yeah, like me. There's been times I haven't gotten it.
The great Bob Newhart, he had a bit in his first stand-up album, and he said that there's this theory that if you give an infinite number of monkeys an infinite number of typewriters, they would eventually write all of the greatest works of works.
I guarantee it.
But they're also going to make a lot of gibberish, and that's what I feel like when I play Wordle. I feel like those monkeys typing on the keyboard, just going nope, that wasn't it. But by the time I get to that fourth one, I'm down to like 7 letters, and I just have to figure out what order to put them in.
Right, because it tells you which letters you've used, and obviously if you use it and it's gray, it's not in that word. So on your keypad, you can see which letters you have available.
And it's a total 15 minutes of fame game. This is this is Pokemon Go of 2020.
I've never shared my results online. I can say that though.
Well, so what the hell's the point of even doing?
I mean, it's
1v1 me, bro. I'll 360 no scope you.
like Dakota said, it's a I'm better than you type thing, and I think it's a fun game, so I choose not to share my results.
It's a once a day thing too. It's not, you don't get stuck on it. You just do it. You do the one puzzle and you're done.
Yeah, the knockoff you can watch an ad and get another.
Keep on going.
Yeah.
Zach, have you gotten in on this? You're like English major, aren't you? You're a business major. What was you're a college educated man.
Entrepreneurship major. No, I scroll past those in my Facebook feed and just laugh and enjoy all the minutes of my life I have not wasting my time being frustrated with that game. I have no interest in it whatsoever because then most posts are people like being frustrated. I'm like, wow, I don't need any more of that in my life. So I just know.
You have 2 kids.
Yeah, I've got two kids. Yeah, like a house, a job. Like I had to go to work this week. Like,
sorry,
you're fine.
This just popped in my head. I don't know if you guys know about this. You're Jeff Vibert, Pat McAfee. You're familiar with Barstool and Pat.
Yes, Joey Molinaro. Yes.
Have you heard about the FanDuel Igloo?
No.
I have some inside information.
Okay.
Pat McAfee bought a church on Oakland and Road in Indianapolis. It's about a mile away from his house. They got Pat McAfee wrapped box trucks out there right now. They're turning it into a place for his live studio audience. You can go in there and watch his podcast live, and he's going to have live guests, all that stuff, and it's going to be in Lawrence. And I have pictures of it if you want to see it. But
this is a scandal.
Yeah, it's breaking news. And
we've had that for like 4 years.
Had what?
We can fit like one person over there.
Oh yeah, but yeah, he's gonna have like live audiences, because right now his show's in Indy. I think it's in his house.
He's got that Rogers on his podcast.
I really do like Pat McAfee. He's a good guy.
John is the superior McAfee.
But yeah, like I
only
just
one of them still
cool.
with us. All right, so this is the point in the show where we start to transition into final thoughts. And I know that we'll start with Tanner because I know he has a special presentation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you give me this puzzled look on your face.
Yeah.
What did you bring?
Thing?
You brought some show and tell.
So
is that Keith Whitley? Who is that?
No, it's far better than that scumbag. It's wait, is that like one of your friends or something?
Keith Whitley is a
like if it was your buddy or something, I was gonna be like, oh shit.
Keith Whitley is a now deceased country artist.
Oh yeah, he's way better than that piece of shit. But anyway, every time I see Paul Morrell, I try to give him some sort of piece of rock and roll memorabilia, whether it be like last time I gave him an ELO album. Every time, like, he's one of my favorite people, and he has one of the gnarliest stashes I've ever seen. So that alone deserves a piece of memorabilia right there. So anyway, I was hoping he was going to be here today, but he wasn't. So I brought it, and I'll have Jared deliver it to him. It's taken out of, I believe, Hit Parader magazine in the 70s.
I really thought you were going to say it came out of a place.
Oh, it actually came out of Guitar magazine. I'm sorry, but it's a Keith Richards poster.
The Ageless Wonder.
See that? It's old, but this. And I have something put up for his birthday. When's his birthday?
June.
June. Well, when June comes, he's gonna
I have
freak.
something for his birthday.
'Cause, like I already have it.
It was last week. What year was this printed? Is it in the book? Is it in the?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
You got any other posters like that with boobies that you could give to me?
Do you have any gifts for Chase? He's not married yet.
I could look. But yeah, I love Paul. And,
He will be very excited to receive this.
My bucket list is to have one of them gnarly ass Schwinn bikes he makes.
I think he can connect you. He is enjoying the Pops Recycled.
He is the all-time it's so funny. Jer's introduced me to Rex Bell, his parents, and Jer comes fourth on that list. It's so sad.
Well, I hope you enjoy your 60-month suspension.
I love Jer to death, but Rex Bell and Paul Morrell and Joyce, they're the best people on the planet.
They all do outrank me for sure.
Did you forget about Susan?
No, Susan's up there too. Susan and Rex are a package. They've been together for 250 years.
Zach, do you have any final thoughts for us tonight?
No, I mean I agree with you on the food and beverage money. I got into a lot of debates with people this week about that, and I was like, it should be used on something that in turn should raise more of that same tax revenue.
Didn't you get in a stupid Facebook argument this week?
I got into a couple.
What were the highlights?
Man, I'm even afraid to mention some of the. There are some people that are very angry about the expo center. They seem to be literally just driving around the park looking for things to complain about. I don't understand what their end goal is. I think some of these people seriously want what's been done to be bulldozed and to return it back. And I think we're too late for that.
Put it back.
Yeah, they want everything put back. And some of the things that these people are doing and saying and bringing up in an attempt to discredit nobody in particular, because they will not name names, is disgusting.
Yeah.
It's honestly disgusting. And so I got into a couple of debates because I think the expo center is a good thing. It could be a good thing for the community. It's also something the community could use and appreciate, because we need a bigger venue for weddings and gatherings and stuff like that. So I spent way too much time on Facebook this week debating that.
I think the biggest drawback for the expo is that it's not in plain sight. So it's off of the radar, so people forget about it.
Yeah.
So it's there, and it's in process, but people don't see it.
It's not on 3 or something.
And then COVID hit, and so that's probably thrown a couple different wrenches in a couple different ways in terms of material costs, getting materials. Kind of a thing. But I think that if it could get done, then it could be very valuable to the community. Because you can tell. I remember back when I was a kid, you could tell when a horse show was in town. And you didn't have to drive to the park to see that the horse show was in town. You'd go to Applebee's, and you're there was nothing but now
Cowboy hats.
Just trucks. Dualies. Just dually 4-door trucks, which now would be $70,000, $80,000 trucks. I remember hearing back in the day when I was a kid, Goodwin's would sell trucks to people who were just in town for the horse show. And they're this, went up there and they found a truck they liked, so they just bought a new truck. So that's the kind of stuff. And the sports complex is a very interesting idea. I like the idea of it. I hadn't heard anything about it till it kind of hit the internet after it hit the paper. But I'm like you guys, I'm a little gun shy to crack open one project when you have another one on the corner of the community that's kind of half done.
Well, and I think they can be complementary. I think both of them can exist, right? It's just a matter of getting them funded and getting them operational.
Get the one kind of pushed along a little farther before you.
But I don't think that just because one exists, the other one can't.
No, because
I think they cater to different audiences.
So I would just be a little wary of starting one with the other one kind of half done.
Yeah, my worry with the Expo Center, especially with the food and beverage money, is they're going to ask for all or nothing. They're going to go in and ask for funds. They're going to ask for $4.4 million from the county council extending the amount of money, and I just don't think that's the right move.
And
I like Dakota's idea of just getting the building shored up.
I don't think they should use a penny of taxpayer money for it. If they want to build the complex, they should build it. Because,
it's a public facility. Whose
money
would they use?
It is, but at the same time, like a very small percentage of the public will be able to. Well, are we talking about the sports complex?
I bet the sports complex will be available to the public for some functions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will it be available for like, you just go over there and play a pickup game? No, but there might be some like rec leagues that come up out of that.
Like the adult sports league, stuff like that.
Yeah,
and then you could probably rent out like part of it. You probably wouldn't have to rent out the entire damn thing.
Any place
Yeah,
like
you don't have
that,
to
their
rent out
goal
the
is
whole
going to
thing.
be to be
Yeah.
as busy as possible.
So that would be good. We have the Y, but like with baseball fields, like that would be nice. It's practical to have those things all
Baseball,
at the same
tennis,
place.
sports, volleyball, wrestling.
Travel sports
have them all at the same
are
place. And
insane right now, and they're incredible.
Yeah.
And the amount of money that is in travel sports is incredible,
And I
some
really
people
think it's
might
only
not
going to
realize
get
it.
bigger.
And if they build like the state of the art facility, then they can charge a lot of money for those teams to come in and use them for tournaments. Like I remember in Fishers, there was a place called the Field House. It was a basketball place, and it was such a nice arena, and that's where all the big tournaments happened. It was in the Field House. The final thoughts.
We've skipped Chase, but it's okay.
Yeah.
You got more?
Yeah, just go ahead. Chase. I was just gonna say, if anyone plays Xbox, add me on Xbox. TannerMan187. I play.
I play
Halo 2K.
PS4 because I'm not a pussy.
Well, I have Xbox Series X, so I was thinking about buying a PS5 too, but I might.
I guess I do have a PS5.
Hey, do you
now.
want a PS5?
I got a PS5.
Oh, I was gonna say.
I'm-
I know where to. Oh, also, if anyone needs a PS5, I can get them at retail price.
Don't you want to sell? Don't you,
No, I know.
don't you want to
someone-
sell some jerseys too?
Yeah, if anyone wants jerseys, I can order you some jerseys. But if you want a PS5 or an Xbox, I know somewhere that always has them in stock. I just don't want people buying them and selling them on eBay, you know?
So, final thoughts.
Yeah, buddy.
It's been over a year probably since I've been on this show.
No, it's not been that long. It's been that long since you've seen Dakota, but you were here like 3 months ago.
No, he's just thinking about the episodes that matter.
Yeah, those are the only ones I consider.
Mm-hmm.
So, when I first started doing this show, it was pretty early on. Like episode, 40, 30, something like that.
Had to be
It's been a
early.
few years.
I'll look it up.
It was still in your house.
Yeah.
Anyways, we always joked about me getting engaged. I finally did it.
Congratulations.
I don't know if I'm happy about it yet, but I did do it.
You've been beaten in.
And as things are going right now, I probably won't be back on the show until after I'm married and have like a kid or two. So
What? No, you're
you-
back. You're
you
back
guys-
in 2 weeks.
do you guys have any advice before I kick the bucket?
Katie is you're the one that's engaged to Katie,
Yes.
right? Yeah, I mean, she's a sweet girl. I don't think that. I mean, you're going to be in the doghouse for coming on the podcast.
What about you, Jerry? You're a married man. Any advice?
My best advice is to give your wife one night at home a week without you.
Okay.
Usually Thursdays.
That's a good idea. Do you suggest the same for me?
Sarah looks forward to the Thursday nights. She's like, if somebody tries to schedule something on Thursday, she's like, well, that's my night without you.
The last.
What do you do on Thursdays?
This.
This.
It's been a while.
Yeah, that makes
It was Joey Molinaro, but it wasn't the last time he was on. It was like second to last time he was on.
The only thing that I'm finding.
I think I was on episode 1, wasn't I?
I'm trying to find the first episode. You
I
were
was.
on,
It was
Chase.
with Jesse.
Episode 46, March 1st, 2018.
Yeah, I would have been on episode 1. That's crazy.
He's got me beat.
No, I just started thinking about it, and I was like,
Tanner,
wow.
I think you were in episode 3 or 4, somewhere very early. You'd have to go back to
I
BossHogOfLiberty.com, and
don't
all of the
remember if it was
archives are there.
but
The first, whenever Chase was on the first time, was with Dave Ring. Whenever he was running.
Oh,
for Senate.
yes.
really though, thank you guys so much for having me back on. I've like had a great time. I really enjoyed it, and hopefully we can do it again. Like I really enjoyed it, both of you.
It's been fantastic.
And
What do we got?
Chase, I enjoyed the
4
conversation.
years from now.
4 years
Are
from now?
we available 4 years from now?
Well, I mean, I book everything 2 years out.
They may be on FanDuel by then. They may have $100 million,
see.
$130 million contract.
I've got Chase's daughter's 3rd birthday party.
Jared, Dakota, you got any quick advice for me before I make any major mistakes getting married?
It's fine doesn't mean it's fine.
Just don't rush into
This
it,
is
man.
this is for the bachelor party.
Just don't rush into it.
This is not for on the air.
Oh no, well, I'm already in.
If it's sure you want.
No, I want to get married.
Wait, you talking
I wouldn't
about-
have proposed if I
wait,
didn't want to get married.
You
Just-
talking
exactly.
about like wedding night advice?
well, you
That's
know,
what I was wondering.
any advice will do.
Okay, don't go to the strip club on your bachelor party. That's my advice. Don't go to the strip club on your bachelor party.
Dakota gave me the best sex advice I ever had, and it was just do it and stop being a pussy.
That may be better advice. I'll be honest.
Make sure you still come fishing with me. That's all I care about.
All right.
I want to go fishing.
Don't think those are my exact words. Close
It was close.
All right. Final thoughts from Dakota.
I have nothing.
You been watching the Olympics?
Yeah.
You got a favorite sport? A favorite discipline?
So I really enjoyed the half pipe for
That was
snowboarding.
sick.
Yep.
I really enjoy that sport. I really enjoy skeleton racing. That's about it. I also like watching the big jump for skiing.
The long jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really cool. I watched Johnny Gustafson, the luge guy.
Yeah.
He's from Messina, New York. That's
Oh,
my
yeah.
town in New
Yeah.
York, right? So Johnny's and he actually did a video with Charlie Behrens when Charlie, the Wisconsin dude,
Yeah, the famous TikToker.
the famous TikTok, YouTube, all of the places. But Johnny and Charlie did a video together, so he's become one of the stars of the Olympics. But we were in the middle of the ocean, and the one sports channel we get, I turned it on, and there's Johnny Gustafson from Messina, New York, on the TV out in the ocean, and he finished in the top 20, first time in the Olympics. That was cool. But my favorite thing is the curling, the men's curling,
Same.
Yes.
I was about
because
to say
it's
that.
mic'd up, and you get to hear the guys, and they're just like, it is
Yeah.
so
It's
down
entertaining.
home, and it's all Wisconsin, New York, and Minnesota.
It's
And
kinda
you really
like
can.
shuffleboard.
They do look like regular guys, but if I see one more person post on Twitter, these are just four dads taking a trip on the
That's-
weekend. Like
that's
I've
a
seen
load
this
of
post
shit.
like 20 times
that
now,
was
dude.
4 years
No,
ago.
like
Yeah.
the way you have to scrape that ice to make it like
To sweep it.
spin, or
Yeah.
to make it spin, and like it's
You'd
like
think-
shuffleboard on ice almost. Like that's such a hard sport, but it's so fun to watch.
You would
People
think
it's
women would be
boring,
really
but
good at it, but the guys are pretty good too.
Jesus Christ!
Usually it's men and women. You would, don't they? Normally
had
have a
mixed-
man
they had
and a
mixed
woman.
Do they have mixed?
They'd mixed
Yeah.
doubles, yeah. I just can't.
It's a lot of fun
Good
to watch.
stash.
It's
the guy
bocce
has a
ball
great
on ice.
stash.
Bobsleds are
the
fun
one guys,
too.
The one guys were like they're like goofing off while going down the ice. He's like, "Yeah, put your hand on my back." I think they're just doing it to be goofy. I don't even think it mattered. And he's just like, they're like, man, they're good. And that
Yeah.
I don't understand how they like. I could start the rock, and then I wouldn't be able to get up. I just
But
like
they
fall
curl it.
over.
They literally get it to
Yeah,
turn.
And you think, oh, what are they doing? And then you're like, oh, wait a minute, and it moves over a foot.
Yeah, when they sweep the ice, it causes it to curl. That's why it's called curling.
It is fantastic TV because they're mic'd up. If it wasn't mic'd
Yeah.
up and you didn't have the access, you do. But I think that's fantastic.
It's actually an entertaining sport, though. Like, I don't know if it wasn't mic'd up, if it would be as entertaining.
Because
but
sometimes it doesn't go the direction that they're sweeping.
if you
it towards.
understand
You're
the
like,
sport,
go.
it's actually really fun to watch. And then the bobsleds are fun too. But really, my favorite moment from the Olympics, I thought Shaun White deserved the bronze medal, but like seeing him do that last run on the half pipe, even though he fell, like how emotional it was, that was so great.
Mm-hmm.
Like it really was, like it like touched my heart because like I remember Stride coming out with the Shaun White
Yeah.
gum, and like I
That gum
remember-
was so cool.
It was like him on Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. You could be him as a skateboarder.
Jared,
like,
when you were 30 years old and that gum
Yeah.
came out, did you get any?
like he's been doing.
I'm
it
gonna start
forever.
talking about Alberto Tomba and shit. Like some, I can remember the Calgary Olympics in '88. Chase, Lillehammer in '94, Oslo.
Jeremiah was probably
That was
closer
the
to
bombing,
30
wasn't
than
it? 94?
what the joke makes it sound like.
94
What?
was
I said you were probably actually closer to 30 than what like he was joking.
Yeah, I mean, that was only, what, 15 years ago?
Probably
10 years ago?
I'd say
like 12.
Chase, I booked
Yeah.
a cruise today,
Probably
and
12
it showed
years ago.
It shows the age you're gonna. This is the most depressing thing because when you plan shit 2 years out, I
bet
booked a
he's
cruise
40.
and it shows that I'm going to be 40 on the damn thing, and I wanted to
Dang.
just
I guess
choke
it-
myself.
That's what I'm saying. He's 38. So if that gum came out 12 years ago, like he was pretty close to 30. Like
Yeah.
it's not that much of a joke.
Where's your cruise leaving from?
Got one leaving from Puerto Rico and one leaving from California.
Oh, you're going on 2 of them.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Jared, how do you
Once a year, man. Once a year.
Oh, you booked them 2 years in advance.
how do you feel about the TV show Yellowstone?
I hate it.
Hate it.
I hate it.
Euphoria is actually good.
Watch half the first episode. Does that count for anything?
You watched half of the first.
slow.
Ye- Yellowstone
It is a little
jumped the
slow,
shark.
but you kind of-
Zach is the Yellowstone lover in the crowd over
You
here.
do like Yellowstone?
He binged it and went
I
all
enjoyed
in.
it, but my wife is OCD and she likes to. She just can't watch a couple episodes of a show. It drives her nuts that I can just be in the middle of an episode, just get up and walk away and never go back to a show. But we have watched.
Yeah.
I also
we
have
watched
to finish it.
Yellowstone all the way through over the course of about a month. So we've
Fourth
caught
season
all
was just okay. I liked all of them though. But you're kind of dressed like they do, Jer.
He is.
That's what.
Yeah, he
dressed-
looks like he just came
he's dressed
from,
like
from
the
the
millionaire.
livestock
The Dutton
commission meeting.
Ranch, dude.
Yeah.
So it's in my blood, man.
You
That's
just need a cowboy hat.
my grandfather was a rancher in South Dakota. Like it's they're Montana.
And now-
it's my people.
Wait, who was?
My grandfather.
And now his
my
grandson's
great-grandfather.
working at home,
taking cruises.
taking cruises.
I'm building America, my guy. Building America. All right. Anybody else have anything else? Are we done?
No, just-
Zach, did you get all your Olympics talk out?
Made.
He's trying so hard.
Yeah, I watched the men's final half pipe. That was one thing is the Summer Olympics are like that's just stuff people do for fun, and the Winter Olympics are like, let me pick a hobby that might kill me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And like, because all of them, I'm like, well, this is a good way to like break your neck, or you'll see some poor downhill skier disappear into the fence, like the catch fence, which looks like the cheap construction
that's what I
barricades
think
that
about
we
the
use,
skeleton
and they just
racing.
disappear. And like, you're like, oh, I hope they're doing right. And you find out later, like compound fracture in their leg or something.
Skeleton, luge, and bobsled are all as close to motorsports as you can get.
I love
Well, skeleton is
bobsleds.
like someone was doing the
Skeleton's
luge
cool,
racing,
too.
and they were like, "What if we did it on our bellies?"
I watched the women's downhill yesterday, and they were doing one woman hit 84 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lord.
it's crazy.
And
That's
there's a
nuts.
turn
And a
that's in that
bobsled.
section of the track where like
Just
their
whips
normal
them.
line is 4 feet
Is
away
right
from
off
the
the
fence.
wall.
Is right next to a fence, and the fence is not the fence. I don't know what the fence's purpose is. I think it's because they're kind of skating along they're skiing along a ridge, but it's the kind of thing that's just going to grab part of them, but let part of them go, and so something's going to snap.
A dude died in 2018.
Yeah.
Well, you
Yeah.
look at it, and I know they're always in the mountains, but the long shots of the mountains in China are, oh my god, like just pure rocky, horrific terrain that goes on as far as the camera sees.
They were doing like the ski, like the big air, and the guys like go down with no poles, and like before they hit the ramp, they put their hands above their heads. I'm like, what are they doing? And then there was a guy in the half pipe that went 24 and a half feet above the pipe.
Yeah.
And so he said it was a world record. The pipe's 22 feet, so he was 46 and a half feet in the air. He was like looking at the lights.
Yeah,
Chase.
that was nuts.
After Betty White died, we discussed who the most beloved and hated celebrities are, and my most hated celebrity was John Dutton.
Really?
Yeah.
Kevin Costner?
Freaking hate Kevin.
I love
Costner.
Kevin.
It doesn't
Costner.
matter.
He's a poser.
How do you not like Kevin
He's a
Costner?
complete poser.
He's just
I
totally
don't buy
neutral.
him. I don't
He's-
buy him.
He's got some bad movies, but he's got some classics, dude. He's got
don't
some
buy it.
bangers.
I don't buy it, man. That's my
Sarah,
problem.
who was
is that
who was the one you liked the most?
Jeremiah's like, this actor is
Tom?
freaking acting.
What did I do? No, he's not believable. Total believable actor is Tom Cruise.
He doesn't
Or not
really
Tom
live
Cruise.
in Montana.
I bet you that guy's not a real rancher.
my birthday buddy, Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks. Tom
He's-
Hanks is a good one.
He's like
Even
the
though I heard he was a child molester,
he
but
diddles kids, man.
oh, allegedly.
I love Tom Hanks. I don't care.
One of them is who I want to see do a halftime show, and that's Dakota just bit it. Weird Al. I want to see Weird Al do a Super Bowl
Christy
halftime
Avery's
show.
about to be like, yes, Weird Al halftime show, please.
Well, people say they want to see country, you want to see rap, you want to see heavy metal.
You get 'em all.
He
I
can give
think-
you all of those.
I think Weird Al should be in the Super Bowl when the Lions are in the Super Bowl.
Just the
closest-
ultimate weekend
Hey,
for cheers.
Where are we at with final
Christy
thoughts?
Avery,
the closest
we're
Lions
finishing
will
up.
ever get.
Christy Avery would literally pay for Weird Al to play at the
This
halftime
was
show.
Detroit Super Bowl. They had Eminem at the halftime show, and they had Stafford as the quarterback. That's as close as they'll get.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
least
Ever.
favorite celebrity. Probably Garth Brooks. He sucks.
Mason Rottinghouse just had a stroke.
Ever David Dobrik.
No,
can't
he's not even
stand
like a
him.
major celebrity.
Yeah, he's like a D-list, but I still his smile.
I think you
pisses
got to
me
go with
off.
who's that blonde kid from SNL?
Pete
Davidson?
Davidson.
I don't even hate Pete Davidson.
He's
He just
trolling
seems-
Kanye right now, though, so I'm cool with it.
Is he?
Yeah.
Christy
Kanye
says-
might be up there too.
Christy
Kanye
says, "Do
put
not
out a
invite
diss
Chase
track.
back."
She said Chase is in the sleeping on the couch tonight.
I will do my normal L and K pitch because if you got your tax check, they have a pretty good deal on beef for like
Who's
it's like
got
90
their
pounds.
L and K is the place to
For-
go.
When you filing your taxes?
Mine are my taxes are filed and back.
What?
I usually wait until
I don't
yeah.
mess around.
Dakota. I almost went to
I
prison.
just gave mine to my account.
I almost went to prison because I forgot to pay my taxes this year.
Oh my god!
And then it
dude.
got to the point to where I was like, did I pay my taxes? And I was like, I think I did. And then I was like, I'll let this play out. And then I got a little letter in the mail and
final
I had to go pay him.
notice. We will put out
There
a
was
warrant.
a warrant.
Jesus, Chase.
Oh my God.
I had 30 days to
Okay.
pay, or I was gonna be prison bait.
That's
a real
hilarious.
Oh, you'd be pretty in prison.
Make sure your fiance can do your taxes.
I was gonna say you need to get married as soon as possible, Chase. So that this
Yeah.
is no longer your
All because the
responsibility.
state of Indiana needed my $66 I owed them in state taxes.
Yeah, but they'll pay $10,000 to keep you in there.
All right, that's enough of this. We will see you guys next
Thanks
week
for having me on.
for the Senate debate.